In the heart of the capital city of Kenya, where over 250,000 citizens reside, we are met by a hopeful and resilient woman who is changing the narrative in the face of climate change. Welcome to Planting the Future, a groundbreaking documentary that unveils the magic of kitchen gardening and the journey to sustainability. In the largest slum in Africa and Kenya, Kibra currently ranks as the fourth largest slum in the world. Meet Malasen Hamida, the woman behind this great initiative, who is impacting the life of Kibra community.
Okay, I'm Malasen Hamida Twahir. I'm a social, environmental, agricultural, and political activist. Yes, and I'm born and bred in Kibra. Yes, I've been raised in Kibra. I went to Kibra Primary School and then went to Muslim Girls and then University of Nairobi. I started this initiative, Mazingira Women Initiative, in 2018 because I ran for, I alluded earlier that I'm a political activist as well. I vied, I took up political leadership, and I went for a member of parliament seat in Kibra constituency. So in 2017, I had a manifesto, a blueprint. So within my manifesto, I felt that the votes were not enough. Yes, I did not make it to parliament. So what will I do? I looked at my blueprint and I said I should actually actualize one of the points.
With or without the political
With or without the political thing. So I decided to get into environment conservation because it was a pillar within my manifesto. There was a WASH, environment conservation, WASH, that is water, health, sanitation. Yes. So I decided to delve into environmental conservation. So that is why I started the initiative. Yes.
I must say it's great work.
Yeah, thank you.
So for how long have you said you started it in 2018?
2018, yes.
And do you run it alone or you get help from the government, members, local members of the community?
In fact, local members of the community, I've got support from the local members of the community so much because when I started with cleanups, and so many women actually came along, and we did a lot of cleanups. In fact, this area, Makina, from the stage, mpaka huko chini, we were doing cleanup every day and clogging the drainage just to actually make the place look better and to clean it. And then there were so many women who came along, and that is how we actually made our movement of Mazingira Women Initiative
To be a women.
a grassroots women environmental group. So with time, we actually thought that we get support so fast, but it did not come forth. But we kept moving. We after cleanup after cleanup, to the level that we decided actually to do recycling of waste. We were collecting the waste. We were collecting a lot of avocados in the dump site. While we were cleaning, we had a lot of seeds, avocado seeds. So we felt, okay, these avocado seeds, what do we do with them? Okay, that is when we started collecting and actually doing seedlings for the avocados. And then at that level, we felt, okay, we should actually delve into tree planting.
So do you have men on board? Have you tried? Is there an initiative for men of this kind?
Uh-huh.
Or is it just only a women's initiative? Why is it that women are mostly responsive to this kind of initiatives?
There are so many men within environment, but they are doing solid waste management. They are collecting garbage and they're disposing, collection. It's basically the system on solid waste management. But for recycling, there are those who actually do recycling. But for me, I actually bundle the whole environmental thematic units within Mazingira, because we collect garbage, we do cleanups, we do recycling of specific waste, because we were actually recycling waste that actually can be used as organic manures. So we've been doing that, and that is how we actually came to realize to the motivation came for urban farming, because we were actually doing organic manure out of the waste that we were actually collecting. Yes. So we felt rather than just selling, we should actually do. And this place was actually a dump site. This was a dump site, and then we were growing just vegetables just within here and using our own organic manure. So with time, we got support from an organization called Kilimo Jijini. Kilimo Jijini came into it, came to Mazingira and actually supported us, and they're the ones actually supported us with this multi-story gardens, with these troughs to do this system. And then later we were supported by Muungano wa Wanavijiji, and the support that we received from Muungano wa Wanavijiji, we decided to actually install some of this garden to our beneficiaries. So we have women groups that we actually who have these multi-story gardens within their own areas and within their homesteads. We supported almost 7 groups. We have there's another team in DC along the road. We actually installed this. We installed it in Amani Kibera, in Makongeni Mosque, and then there's a team of women around Makongeni and Karanja Road. Yes. Mm.
How many households can it support?
This can support actually more than even 100 households. Yes, because at least in a day we can harvest. At times we sell. When we are selling, we can even sell for 500. Yes, on a good day when we have when there's rain, we have a lot of vegetables coming up, and then we can sell. We do sell. We do sell.
So the profit is sustainable enough. Let me say on a daily
Yes,
basis.
yes.
So you use it to like do now other things,
Mhm.
support yourself, the
Yes.
household and other.
Yes, the profit, what we use with the profit is actually the buying of water. Yes, we buy the water for actually watering the crops using the profit that we are making. So by the end of the day, it's becoming sustainable. And then we do seedlings as well. We buy seedlings just to plant. Yes.
Also, tell us how many different crops do you do intercropping? Or just, you can just tell us the plants you have and the techniques that you use.
Okay, what we do intercropping. We have spinach, we have kales, mawiki that is, we have dodo, we have saga, yes, this imboga kali, and then we have managu as well, and we did mrenda some time back, but tulimaliza. Those are some of the vegetables that we do.
How do you deal with pests and diseases?
Well, and we are in an era whereby we have a lot of resistance from pests and the diseases due to climate change issues. But what we do organic pesticides. Yeah, we do organic pesticide. That is a mixture of chilies, and we mixed with garlic, tomato leaves, yes, and then a lot of chilies actually, and we ferment for about 2 days, and then off we use it, and then it works well. Yes.
And what are the major challenges that you face with this initiative, whether on a daily basis or just over time? Yeah.
Water.
What is the biggest challenge?
Yes, water is the biggest challenge, and at times during the dry season, it becomes too dry to the level that we lose some of the crops. So it needs just consistent watering. So the challenges are basically water.
Like you don't have a place to conserve the water so that you can have that reservoir for when the dry season comes.
We have water tank, but at times also, also we want to do some social enterprise. We sell the water, and then we might sell the water to the level that while we're expecting water, there's no water. So that becomes a challenge.
So and now your main source of water is the one you buy from?
Yes, we buy.
Okay. And how frequent do you harvest your crops?
In a day, we can a day after a day, during the day, almost every day, but at times we skip so that to allow the young crops actually to grow well. So after 3 days, after a week, depending on how the vegetables have grown, and with the need as well. Yes.
And what is your greatest achievement in this initiative?
Wow, the greatest achievement, we were able to actually exhibit in UN during the assembly.
Mhm.
Yes, we did United Nations Habitat Assembly.
Mhm.
We actually did an exhibition, and there was another one that we did in 2019
Mhm.
in Kirinyaga, the fifth devolution conference. We did an exhibition, and then we've done several exhibitions as well. So those are the high times, the high levels.
Congratulations.
Yes, yes.
And what are you looking forward to in this initiative in the coming future?
We anticipate to scale up more, to reach out to different informal settlements, reach out to more people, because there's so many people who have not done such kind of initiative. We cannot only think about the informal settlements, we can actually think about the rural areas, those who have got small farms but they want to do a big cultivation. They can also look into modern farming. So we anticipate to scale up to different regions of the Nairobi County and within the country.
And how have members of this community embraced this initiative? Do you reach out to women to try this in their households,
Mhm.
or this is just the only place where this is
No,
going on?
hydroponics, this is the only place where it is within the Makina area. But this the multi-story garden, as I told you before, that we actually installed to almost five different groups. Yes, plus a youth group.
Okay.
Yes. So this initiative, we are doing it as part of the climate change adaptation strategy, because food will be less. Water is actually less. So the water that we will require to do agriculture will be less. We have rainfall, we thank God, but there'll come a time when the rain will subside, and then it will be a prolonged dry season.
Yeah.
So this is a farming system that even using the water, just the household water, you can actually do your farm.
Okay.
Yes, we want to go to a level whereby somebody reduces cost by actually having their own vegetable farm, because you'll just look for unga, but you have your vegetables.
Yeah,
So it means the nutrition issue will be supplemented at a great deal, and malnutrition will actually be sorted out.
Yeah.
Yes.
My name is Grace Maingi. I work at the Kenya Community Development Foundation as the Executive Director. So as KCDF, we have a focus around livelihoods, really ensuring that communities are able to have sustainable livelihoods. They're able to put food on the table, they're able to have resources to be able to address community challenges and everyday life issues. So in our livelihoods work, we focus on ensuring that solutions that are community-centric are really highlighted and able to receive the support they require, be it working around value chains, agriculture value chains, be it looking at how can we ensure that there's financial literacy for different groups. And so there are different projects that we have within our livelihoods work. All that is community-centric. What that simply means is that we look at solutions that are coming from the community. The community uses indigenous knowledge. They also use knowledge that they have acquired out of practice that they have seen are useful. And for us as KCDF, we are honored to be able to partner with communities to really amplify the work that they're doing, get more resources towards the work that they're undertaking. But like I've said, at the center of everything that we do is the communities. And that's what enables the work to be more sustainable. Currently, the sustainability challenges that we are facing really center around how can we ensure that the resources that we have can go a long way, can go beyond just our generation to other generations. So if you look at issues in terms of the wildlife that we have challenges around wildlife populations depleting. We have challenges around even issues around our forests not being able to be regenerated as fast as they should be, but also we have a lot of cutting of trees that we have in our country. We have challenges also around sustainability with regards to water. Right now we're fortunate that there's a lot of rain, but we did just come from experiencing one of the longest droughts, one of the most severe droughts that we've had as a country in the recent past. So we have challenges that are also from the global scale. But we are fortunate also as a country to have a young population. We're fortunate that we also have a peaceful country, and so there's a lot that we can work on as a nation. So some of the successful projects that we have had, really focusing on sustainability, have been around ensuring that communities have the resources that they need to take products, produce that is produced in excess, and be able to turn it into products that have a longer shelf life and are able to address diverse needs. There's a project that we have been able to support whereby in Muranga they were producing bananas, and there were a lot of bananas at the harvesting time. And so what the group that we're supporting was able to do was to take the excess bananas, dry them up, turn it into banana flour, banana wine, different products in a value chain proposition way, so that then they could have more shelf life, but also that they could be able to sell those products. By them being able to sell those products in and having markets where they can be able to get a good return on that investment, they have been able to plow back those resources to their ongoing work, and now have diversified to even producing spices, which they're looking at enhancing by drying, marketing, and being able to export it. So those are some of the projects that we've been able to support. Other successful projects ensure that they integrate environment issues, livelihoods issues, and education issues, because those are some of the most pressing issues at the community level. So we have been fortunate to be able to work not only with individuals, but community groups, which are organized groups, community-based organizations, NGOs as well, faith-based organizations. And so our support goes towards, more often than not, an organized group. So that would be an NGO or a CBO that then has self-help groups as its membership, or is partnering with self-help groups at the community level. And so through those partnerships then, we're able to ensure support goes towards whether it's use of renewable energy, whether it's ensuring that there are tree growing activities that are happening. And so one of the key things that we've been able to do both in Narok and Kilifi is to support learners in schools to plant and grow trees. And the parents are also then encouraged to really support the learners to ensure that the trees are growing. And then the learners also are able to go home and encourage their parents to also grow trees where they have any available land, or even growing trees in community spaces. So through that engagement, we're seeing trees being planted and grown in schools. These have included indigenous trees as well as fruit trees. And with the learners actually going to the extent of adopting a tree, the way you'd adopt a pet. We tell them, this is your pet tree. And we've seen a number of learners actually adopt a lot of trees that they ensure they are growing, and not just planting, but they're growing as well. And we've had an opportunity to actually award those who have really taken good care of their different trees that they have planted. And so that encourages them to then grow the trees, that we're not just planting, but we're making sure they're growing. We're making sure we're using good planting practices and indigenous trees, which is very important, because then that improves the survival rate. We are very privileged as KCDF to be supporting different groups around climate change action. One of the key and exciting projects that we have ongoing is the Young Environmentalist Innovation Challenge, whereby we have been able to invite both individuals and youth groups to apply for support with regards to an innovation that they have either begun or are planning or have been carrying out. And the innovation is addressing climate change, but also addressing either an education issue or a livelihoods issue. So with that award, we will be able to support not only youth groups, but also individuals that are innovating around this area, so that then we can amplify the work that they're doing ensure that there's enough publicity around the work that they're doing, but also then to raise awareness and to raise more support for their work. We hope that through the Young Environmentalist Innovation Challenge, that more young people also will be engaged on issues around climate change, and that we will be looking at supporting more innovations that address the climate change issues that we are facing in our country. So I think from a perspective around sustainability, we are really ensuring that the resources we have, we recognize that they are finite, and we need to ensure that they are preserved for the next generation. So my call to communities is, how can we continuously look back on what happened in the past, our indigenous knowledge that really enabled us to preserve the community to date, to preserve the climate to date. How can we tap into that indigenous knowledge? How can we ensure we document that knowledge, that we pass the knowledge down, and that we have practices that really work at the community level? It's also important for us to recognize that communities actually do know they know the solutions to the challenges that they're facing. And so how can we come alongside communities to really implement then those solutions that they're looking to put? I think from the community level as well, it's very important that we recognize that every action we take can go towards sustainability, can go towards preserving the environment, whether it's cleaning and ensuring that we dispose of garbage responsibly, whether it's around ensuring that we are looking after the trees we're growing, we are not cutting down trees, we are also using renewable energy. Small things really do make a big difference. So we all have a part to play. It's not something that we can leave to government or to other different individuals. It's for all of us at the community level, for us to play our part, so that then we can ensure we preserve our country. In 2016, we had the opportunity to partner with the Wangari Maathai Foundation, Green Belt Movement, and also with the Rockefeller Foundation, whereby we were able to provide scholarship awards to young environmentalists who were pursuing their education degrees and had a big interest around environmental matters. I think one of the key things that we have seen coming out of that engagement over a number of years is that these young women have actually gone on to be world-class environmentalist activists. They're working in different spaces, now talking to government, shaping policy, even here in Kenya, around how we address climate issues. For us as KCDF, the value of including young people has ensured that we see growth in the area. We see young people also seeing people their same age taking leadership on key issues around conserving the environment, which also instills a lot of confidence in young people that they can do it. They don't need to wait for future time. They can start now. And that involvement really then solidifies the practices that we want to see. When we start at a young age, even with the work that we've been doing with learners in schools, when they understand the importance of growing trees, taking care of the trees, we have seen over the years then there's a lot of interest even at the community level to take this work forward. It's not seen as something for the forestry service or seen for something that the local government needs to do or the national government. And so when we have involved young people as KCDF, we have seen growth in ownership. We've seen a lot of innovation because young people are able to pivot very quickly. They're able to see solutions from a different perspective. And so also then that heightened interest in the area of environmental conservation has grown. So as KCDF, we believe that working with young people is essential for the work to not only be sustainable, but also for it to drive innovation and also really securing for the future.
There's power in small changes, as evidenced by these gardens that have sprung into life. Thank you for joining me. I'm Stephanie Nicole.